All right, now we're going to look at the different types of joints that we talked about before. So one we're going to be talking about here are the fibrous joints. Okay, so we talked about it earlier. So what is fibrous joints? Where are they found? What type of tissue are they? Okay, so the first thing I really need to understand is about fibrous joints is what? What is it made of? Fibrous joints are made of fibrous tissue. Oh, wow. Good, right? Exactly in the name. Specific type of fibrous tissue. The selective type of cells that generate these fibrous tissue are the fibroblasts, right? So you have fibroblasts generating all this fibrous tissue, okay? What's really important about these fibrous tissue is that they are immovable or immobile. What does that mean? That means they don't move. They stay intact in their place, okay? So fibrous tissue, immobile, all right? And so what's really important too, again, it'll be relative later on, is that they have no joint cavity. This is not, unlike some of the other types of joints that we'll talk about later, they have no joint cavity, all right? When we look at these types of tissue, specifically that's present in this joint, so fibrous tissue that's presented, there are 3 separate types of these joints. Let's talk about it. First type of joint, that is fibrous. Again, remember, they all share this property. They're fibrous tissue, they're immobile, and they have no joint cavity. Are your sutures. So what are your sutures located? Where are they located? And mainly in the skull, right? So what are some examples of your sutures? You know, you got the frontal, you have the sagittal, you have the lamboidal. Okay, so all these are found where? In your skull. Are they mobile? No, that would not be good. That would be a very bad day if you had mobile sutures. All right. So then the next type of joint is called syndesmos. Let's put it here. Okay, the syndesmos joints. So what's really important about these kinds of joints are basically a type similar to sutures, but they're longer. They're much longer, okay, and you can find them at the terminal edges of certain joints, right? So the specific, for example, if we look at the ankle joint, right? So all the specific ligaments that are presented there then can have this syndesmos form of fibrous tissue, this fibrous joints, okay? So where there's a lot of ligaments that are presented, right? So ligaments are certain types of connective tissue that connects bone to bone. And so in syndesmos, there's a long forms of ligaments. Long form of ligaments at present, okay? And the final one we're looking at here is called the gomphos joint, okay? So basically when we look at the gomphos joint, all right, this form of joint is found specifically in your teeth. So it's basically a peg socket joint that is held together by some kind of fibrous tissue, okay? And so you find this where again? So you find it specifically in your teeth, okay? So there is a high prevalence of, for example, periodontal ligaments that are composed of this. So this specific type of fibrous tissue, when we look at the ligaments here, is referred to as periodontal ligaments that are presented here, okay? And so here are some examples and also the different detail of the fibrous joint.